3, 2, 1.
Yes, thank you, Oliver. Now, just as a little bit of a change of pace to begin today, gents, I've actually asked AI to write the intro for today's podcast. And what I did, I wrote, make Club Prairie Fire, Adam Gilchrist, Michael Vaughan, Ollie Silverton. I said, I want you to write it and make it more entertaining than the professor. So you have to tell me if this is better than what I normally do. And I can take criticism. I'm a grown man. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cricket tragics of all ages, welcome to Club Prairie Fire, the only podcast where the banter is quicker than a Rashid Khan googly and the egos are bigger than David Warner's autobiography font size. I'm the Prof, your Sherpa on this wild, winding path of global cricket chaos. And what a week it's been. Malala's launching World Cups at Lords. 14-year-olds are scoring IPL tons and then getting sent back to the sheds faster than you can say strategic timeout. And England selectors are still trying to work out if Zack Crawley is a batter or a mirage. That is spicy from AI. That's right. That's right. Suryavanshi, a name that sounds like a password reset question, became the youngest player to belt a T20 century, then turned around and got ducked quicker than a Tinder date who sees your Cricket Australia membership card. Meanwhile, Glenn Maxwell has tragically been ruled out of the IPL, not because of form, which already left the building weeks ago, but thanks to a busted finger. And South Africa and Sri Lanka are locked in a women's tri-series with more plot twists than a Bazball press conference. But don't worry, we're not here to dazzle you with the headlines. We're here to go deep, deeper than Steve Smith's shadow batting in the bathroom mirror. So with that, it's time to welcome two men who've seen it all. One's a man who once took a World Cup final catch that triggered a billion tears, and the other, well, he captained England during that Ashes whitewash and somehow still looks smug. Please give a warm, podcast-friendly round of applause for Adam Gilchrist and Michael Vaughan.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Good old AI.
I don't, boys, I think this is my last one. Well done. You just
It's been a pleasure.
plug and play.
Very good.
Two things right off the bat. That Ashes whitewash, I'm assuming that's when you came back to Australia in, what year was that, Vaughnie? No?
Yeah, 06, 07, but Vaughnie wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
No.
I mean, I'm guessing AI was talking about 05, but I like the fact that AI thinks it was a whitewash.
I like the fact that it's acknowledged how fucking smug you were looking through that whole series. With good reason.
Hey, AI was a bit harsh on Zack Crawley there.
A batter or a mirage?
Yeah.
And, a little drive-by for Maxie as well on the way past there.
Yeah. His form has already left the building weeks ago. I like it. I think it's punchy. Also, we can blame AI if it says the wrong thing. So that's fantastic. Let's start with how. Oh, yes, Gilly.
Oh, just saying that all the fears about the jobs that are going to be decimated by AI, and the fear of the sports broadcast, simple as that, or actors in movies and so on. So, yeah, maybe we should cut this off. Maybe we don't let this go to our air. Don't let it be part of our podcast. Otherwise, we are out of jobs for sure.
It's very, very good. Hey, how is India going, Gilly?
Going great.
Enjoying it?
Absolutely. Always love it. And the best part, I got the tip off from Vaughnie, a little different hotel to stay at this time around. And it is a good tip, none the least, because every time you order anything on the room service, you get these little mini Tabascos. How good. Like, that's simple as
Look
that.
at that.
They knew that Club Prairie Fire were moving in for a week or 10 days or so. So, yeah. No, my first game was the night. The kid, Suryavanshi, smoked it. I'm sure we'll go into that nice and deeply, deeper than Steve Smith's shadow batting. But interesting stat. What was he? 14 years, 28 days or something, Molly?
Yep.
The youngest ever to get 100 in the IPL. Who's the oldest ever to get 100 in the IPL? Ooh.
Is it you, Gilly?
It is.
Jeez.
Mate.
Jeez.
How old were you when you got your ton?
I was 39 years and 247 days or something. So, yeah, there you go. That one might stand up for it. I don't reckon anyone's beaten the youngster. And no,
MS Stoney's still going, Gil. That's good.
Yeah. Well, that's another discussion topic.
Hey, by the way, Gil, what's the temperature there at the minute? I'm going there in a couple of weeks just for the last week of the tournament. I just want to check what I need to pack. What's the temp?
Pack the budgie smugglers and a t-shirt, mate. That's all you need, and you'll be
a bit sweaty, is it? A bit humid.
It's warming up. It's only hovering around the 30 to 33 degrees, but the humidity, the scrotometer, is quite moist. Quite moist.
Now, there is an Ollie on your microphone. There is. It sounds like you're rattling pills.
Oh,
Are you? I can see it on our. Can you guys hear that, or is that just in my head? Is that
a little crackle every now and then?
that might be the bottle cap. I'll leave it down.
Oh, yeah.
Still strange though. Okay. Apologies.
How are you, Ollie? Let's bring in on that. How you going?
I'm good. I'm just glad no one knows me, so AI can't roast me. To be honest, reading that was actually really nice, just to be forgotten. So yeah, I chuffed.
Hey, what I like about you, I mean, we've gone into the future of where broadcast is going with AI, and you've gone back into the future with your headphones today. I like that.
Yeah, retro.
Yeah,
just to hear you really clearly.
Wires into the ear.
How's your Walkman playing? Is it going all right?
the iPod Nano.
Walkman. Very good. And Vaughnie.
By the way, did you ever have a Discman when it went to a disc?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how good were they?
Well, then you'd go running and it would skip 4 tracks.
Yeah,
and then they brought in the unskippable Discman. It was still skipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the days. Hey, where do you want to go here? Are we starting with this? Or actually, I thought a way to bring you guys in on this. Well, we're calling him the kid, the 14-year-old, Suryavanshi. He went from top of the world, second fastest ever IPL ton, youngest to ever do it, to then the next time he walks out, he gets a second ball duck. So in terms of amazing for the kid, but in terms of meteoric rise to bringing him back down to earth, pretty amazing. Did you guys ever experience moments like that in your career?
Well, I'll quickly start. I went from my first ever test match in Mumbai, or in India, was in Mumbai, 2001. Cut a long story short, got 100 off 80 balls. We hadn't won a test match here for years and years and years. Got 100 off 80 balls. I thought, what the hell have they been doing for so long, these blokes? Next test match, king pair. First Australian test match history to get 2 golden ducks in one game. So, yeah, that was the big rusty gate coming back and smacking me in the face.
And what were the dismissals on your? Do you remember on your golden ducks?
In the king pair?
Yeah.
Both LB. I was the middle of Harbhajan Singh's hat-trick in the first innings. So Ponting, myself, and then Warney next ball. So first Indian ever to get a hat-trick in Test cricket. My one wasn't out. And I know Harbhajan will be watching and listening, and every time I say that, he tells me that I'm still a whinger. But it wasn't out. Second one, absolutely plum. Couldn't have got more out. So that was a reality check.
Vaughnie, have you got something similar?
Well, I had a few. I actually had the reverse, naught and a ton on a few occasions in Test cricket. One against
Sydney,
India,
against us.
Sydney, yeah, against the Aussies. Yeah, I was on a pair, and it's that dreaded couple of nights sleep on the pair. I think my biggest fall was playing Australia for the first time in a one-day game. I was this new kid on the block in English cricket, and everyone was talking that I could be a real kind of prominent player in the England team. So I got this big build-up, and it was in the days of the day-nighter at Old Trafford, Gil. You know, when they used to drive a car and kind of get someone to wind up the floodlights out the back of a car. And there was only 4 at the ground, and Gilly, you were behind the sticks. I think Steve Waugh was captain. Gillespie was bowling, and you had a test match field to me to try and intimidate me.
Not that you need a lot of lighting in those English summers, but I don't think the lights got flicked on that night either. I think we might have
No, we don't. We like to save on electricity in the England team. We're very good at helping the authorities. Hey, I'm going to say about the kid, or is it Boss Baby that we call him?
Yeah, a bit of everything, really. Yeah.
Where does that stack, right? To do what he's done as a 14-year-old. Number one, I'll ask you a question: is it harder to get an IPL century than it is a Test century? I think it possibly could be. And I mean, Ollie, you can look at how many innings there has been in Test cricket and how many centuries has been. You'll be able to get the percentage, I'm sure, in about a minute. So is it hard to get an IPL century? And is his achievement the greatest ever individual achievement in cricket for what he's done? Has anyone done anything better than he's done? I'm just asking.
Gilly,
Gilly,
you're the
on
person.
the ground, Gil.
Also, you're the person that's got a ton in each in the IPL and in Test cricket.
Yeah.
I don't know that Ollie, have you? No, Ollie hasn't, and I haven't. So you are probably most qualified.
I nearly did.
Yeah, I've never played a Test. I have in T20, so yeah, it's close.
T20 ton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, less. 100 balls is the game, LMS, last summer.
Oh, we're actually all better then. Yeah.
All right, Gilly.
That might have killed that whole discussion.
I think so. What is more difficult, a T20 ton or a Test match ton?
No, an IPL. I'm just talking IPL. IPL with the pressure on these players.
And maybe the age needs to be factored into it a little bit to into the discussion. I mean, it's tougher to get it later in your career, but I reckon. Well, Sean Pollock came out and said it's the best ever moment or event in IPL history. But you reckon ever in cricket, Vaughnie?
Mm.
Yeah, right.
I'm just there for the debate. Debate. Where does it sit? Who has done? I know, you look at Brian Lara with his 400. That's incredible. Stuart Broad's 8 for at Trent Bridge, incredible. I'm sure there's some other bowling performances that I've forgotten, but it has to sit up there with the greatest achievement for a 14-year-old to. Well, number one, he strolled out in his first game and whacked a 6 first ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a game or two later, was it second game, he smacks 100 in 34 balls. The second quickest IPL 100 has been hit by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, what were you doing, Ollie, at 14? Sporting-wise, not personally.
I can't say that. That was actually when I peaked at cricket. Genuinely, that was my best age. And then I got hit for the biggest. I got hit for the biggest 6 I've still ever seen to this day, and got the yips, and basically barely played again.
That was it.
Yep.
Oh, that's sad. That one.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. You was at 14. Yeah. I reckon I came like about 15th in the cross country at school.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. There was probably 20 kids in the race.
You
know what? But Gilly, I never got the chance. Who knows if I'd have strode out to the pitch, strode out to the wicket in the IPL? Yeah. Who knows? Mm.
Prof, there is footage of you taking a great crossfield kick, scoring in the corner. What age were you there playing rugby?
Oh, yes. I think I was 17. There was a televised rugby league match, and I scored a try.
Playing in the under 14s.
Yeah, I was 17. They were 14. Still didn't play that well. 14 for you, Gilly. What were you? Did you know you were a decent cricketer at 14?
I did score my first ever 100 when I was 14, and that was for the far north coast representative team of New South Wales in Australia. We were down in Wollongong, which is on the south coast. That was the days where you get to 50 and you had to retire. So I went out and the rest of the team bats, and if they all get out, as long as someone else can survive with you go back in and you get to have another crack if there's overs left. And my teammates wanted me to get out. They signalled, come and have a slog, because over the road there was a McDonald's, which we didn't have one of them in Lismore. So they were just like, hurry up and get out. We want to go and get a Big Mac. So I started slogging and they kept dropping them. And I ended up getting my first 100 and turned around to raise my bat to my teammates, and they weren't there. They were over having a burger and chips. But that was, I was in a rep team, but an under 14 rep team. What about you, Vaughnie? Where were you churning them out?
That season, I scored 46 goals in the Hope Valley Premier League. Was the number 10. Yeah, right. They talk about the number 10, just get into the holes and into the kind of vacant spots, just given, I played that role before Messi did, or, someone like Modric. So, 46 goals in the Hope Valley Premier League that season. Played nicely.
What happened there, Vaughnie? Like when you were at that crossroads where you were like, I'm obviously a very good footballer, I'm a very good cricketer. What made you go towards the cricket? Was there a moment?
I'm not about money, Prof. I didn't want to make millions.
In the short time I've known you, I've realised that working on a podcast for this long without any cash. So that's...
it's not all about the cash. I mean, football watched by millions. Didn't really want that. I wanted to play the game that just completely messes with your mind and your brain, which is cricket. So that's why I chose cricket, just to get completely bamboozled.
I think
so.
I'll be honest, I didn't have a choice.
Simpler answer.
I think, in answer to the question, I am happy to support the suggestion that it is the greatest achievement in cricket. I'm happy to support that.
Well, now that he's done this, and obviously India versus England is going to be a big test series, not as big as England Zimbabwe, but secondary to that. Are they rushing this kid into that test lineup, or are they at least bringing him along just to, I don't know, put some bums on seats?
I don't think they struggle to get bums on seats, Prof.
No, that's true.
I think they'll be all right for that.
Yeah,
well, I think they've got to be very careful. I mean, look, India play that much cricket and they play that many white ball series where there's kind of an overlap with the test team at times. There will be an opportunity to play, but my suggestion and my advice would be do not rush it. Just let him play. Let him play. The IPL's pressurised enough. Just let him enjoy his cricket for a while. We are going to see him play for India. It's just a case of, will he be 14, will he be 15, or will he be 16? I have a feeling he'll probably beat Sachin's record. What was Sachin, 15 years and how many days old? I know you do all your...
Yeah, a few. Let me just find that out.
Yeah. I think he'll beat Sachin in terms of the
2-3-2
to play for India, but I wouldn't be rushing him if I was India. I'd just let him enjoy his cricket if he possibly can.
Vaughnie, they often do sort of other tours, don't they, trips and take wider squads. Could you see or have a word that maybe he gets in touch and has some innings, I don't know, at Scarborough, in the Yorkshire leagues, just to get used to other conditions, because then he could be really great.
See, that's why the BCCI they're quite a forward-thinking operation with a strong board of people who operate their cricket thinking. That's probably why they need you on their board.
Yeah.
For suggestions like that, to try and develop their players that little bit better, to make them, they've not won a World Test Match Championship yet. They've got to the final a couple of times and they've lost. They're not in this year's final, so their Test cricket needs a little bit of help. The one-day cricket's pretty good. And they need people like you to give them those suggestions. And by sending the kid, the boss baby, to Scarborough, just even if they fly him in, they've got enough money, like chopper him in every Tuesday just to play on a Tuesday night. Maybe that's what he needs.
The only thing that he might struggle there, he won't be able to utilise the surrounding environment as well as perhaps someone who is of legal age.
Oh no, I think with a roast you're allowed a pint. With a roast, you're allowed a pint.
Yeah, but that's a good point, because you can't really judge him. You can't judge the boss baby, the kid, playing on a Tuesday in Scarborough until he's over 18 and he's had a shed full.
Well, because Darren Lehman set the standard, right? Which was, didn't we ask him what percentage of innings was he not hungover? Was it 0% where he wasn't?
I think it was how many first class tons that he scored? 80.
Yeah.
And we said how many? He reckons 75. He was.
Not that we're encouraging, the kid to do that, but you're right. He cannot be judged.
We must stipulate that Scarborough is that area and that place as what happens, and it always has happened in the past. Whether it's still happening, I'm not too sure, but that's what you have to judge these players on in Scarborough. Have they had a kebab and have they had 10 pints? And if they have, they can be on the honours board. And at this stage, he's not able to do that. So he could still go and get the cricketing experience, but it'll have to be an asterisk by his name if he scored any runs.
Yeah. He as you mentioned, Prof, early, he followed it up with a second ball globe.
Yeah.
Got caught at mid on to a delivery not dissimilar to 6 that he hit out of the ground 3 nights before. That's the nature of T20, isn't it? Nature of the beast. He does have a few technical things that I think the good bowlers will pick up on, and probably expose a little bit and change up tactics and theories and so on. But he's made the impact, and he's going to be. He's got a big future ahead of him. I tell you, in all honesty, he looks like such a calm, controlled, really strong-minded little kid. Really didn't carry on when he got the 100. In his interviews, he's spoken really nicely and respectfully, and yeah. So there's a clearly understatement of the year, big opportunity for him.
So
hope he doesn't lose interest by the time he's 16.
Do you think if we can get to him through people, do you think he's going to have that much money? Do you think he'll want to sponsor the pod?
We'll just come on it.
Should we get him
on it?
Yeah. Wait, does he need a legal guardian with him though?
I have noticed actually on his Instagram that I did start to follow him months ago when I heard about this kid, and let me see if it's up.
Yes, it's the biggest climb in cricket history.
He was at 13,000 followers when I jumped on it, so I got him before everyone else. So I've heard about this kid. He's now at over 2 million, and he's not. He was messaging before, or his management were messaging. They're not messaging anymore.
Yeah,
messaging you.
Yeah, I just see. I like to test these people just to see if they ever get back. And they did to start with. They got back straight away, and I'm guessing it's not him who's managing his site. And I did message the other day after his innings, congratulating the incredible innings and well done. Nothing back. Nothing back.
Is it unread? Can you tell if it's?
Let me just check. Let me just have a look. Mm-hmm. How can you check?
The scene.
Wow,
underneath.
Incredible innings, well done.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say scene.
No, so maybe he hasn't seen it yet, Vaughnie.
Yeah.
I think as the laws came in, you've got to be over 16 to use social media, I think.
He's had 105 posts and he's got 2 million followers now.
All right. Well, you know what'll boost him even more? Coming on Club Prairie Fire. Let's get that happening. Sure. So the other night you spoke about his second ball globe. That was the Mumbai Indians that beat him. Gilly, you are there. They are on top of the table. They're absolutely flying. Can you give us a bit of a IPL roundup? Is it theirs to lose?
Oh, well, look, I will take a little bit of credit and pat myself on the back. I think I did call out that Vaibhav Suravanshi would be the young talent to watch in our predictions. Equally confident was M. Vaughan on Mumbai Indians. I think I'm right in saying, and we were all having a giggle, weren't we, after the first 5 games? They were 1-4, cemented at maybe just above Chennai, who are eliminated now, but they're on top. They look in vicious form. Their top orders firing. Surya Kumar Yadav, Sky. If he's not one of the most entertaining cricketers to watch, just the way he bats, the strokes that he hits, I'm not here because he's great. Hardik Pandya, after all the dramas of last year, he's in a sweet spot as captain and batting and bowling. Rohit's even getting runs, and Rohit can't believe the luck, the timing of his life that they bring in the impact sub. Goes out there and whacks 70 off 35 and kills his Jets in the grandstand. So, life's good for the Mumbai Indians. Trent Bolt, Bumrah's back. He was near unplayable last night. They look like the complete package.
Vaughnie,
Yeah.
how long do you go there? 2 more days?
No, 2 more. I've got a paddle event next. Actually, next week, I'm going to Ireland for a golf tournament.
Sorry,
So
golf season. I forgot about
Yeah,
this.
it's golf season. I've got a trophy to win over there.
Yep.
And I've got to come back. I've got another golf tournament in Scotland that I've got to try and win.
Yep. And then you go.
Which I won't. And then I come back to the UK Friday, and then I have a weekend at home, and then I've got a paddle tournament in London.
Okay. And then when do you go to India?
2-day paddle event.
Okay.
And then after I've lifted the trophy at the paddle event on the second evening, which is a 2-day, I get on the plane to India to do the IPL.
Terrific.
So it's my sporting season. My sporting season. Eyes on the IPL every day. Obviously, I've got the tablet. Just put it on and watch it. Fantastic. Mumbai, I mean, I do look on social media. I know, Ollie, you're on it a lot more than me. And there is a few kind of suggestions that Mumbai are getting the run of the green. You know, the decisions are going the Mumbai way. But I don't understand how that can happen all of these days with the old review system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure either, but there's been a lot of great memes and GIFs around that the umpires are giving real preferential treatment to the Mumbai Indians to ensure they're in the finals. Such things as you're watching videos of people get clean bowled and then the umpire just going, no, it's Mumbai, which is great. But just a lot of that going around at the moment on socials.
Last night, Faruqi, the left armour for Rajasthan Royals, had Rohit given out LBW in the second over. Beautiful deception of pace, and Rohit completely missed it. Looked dead for all money, given out, and like with 1 second to go, Rohit sort of almost just jokingly goes, "Oh, I'll review it," and then they go to that, and it would have cleaned up middle. But they had the tram line out, and they set it pitched outside leg, the size of a 14. No, I won't say that. It was just outside leg, and he got the retrieval, and off he went. So maybe they just narrowed the tram line a little bit. Who knows? But that's the accusation others are saying, not me.
But there was also, wasn't there, which is very weird and rare, and this wasn't necessarily Mumbai, but Ishan Kishan, who no one appealed. He just walked, and then the umpire gave him, and he didn't get near it on hitting it or anything down the leg side. And everyone just stood there a bit like very confused, and he walked forward, and that was obviously against Mumbai as well. They're
looking very strong. I mean, you've got to have vision. You've got to have vision with these teams. I'm just looking at the table, and I tell you what, Delhi, DC, who were right up there. I mean, they're on 12 points from 10 games. They're now in 5th spot.
Yeah, and see, Kev came back from the Maldives or wherever he was. That's garnered a fair bit of discussion about he's mentoring them from afar. So
right, is that still a hot topic over there, Gil? Is it?
Yeah, the fact that he sort of disappeared, but he's back now. He's back in the dugout.
Right.
And
their problem, actually, Delhi, as we do this podcast on, what day are we on?
Friday.
I don't think they play for a few more days. So that 12 points which they're on now. So yeah, they're not playing. I mean, there's Gujarat Sunrisers today, RCB Chennai, then Calcutta, Rajasthan, the kid, Punjab, Lucknow. They don't play again until Monday. So by the time they play, they could be. I would think they'll still be in 5th, but those in 4th and above might be on 14 points.
Punjab unassailable.
15 by then. Yeah. It's the IPL. It is a marathon. It's a long event, and you do see teams that, and the only team really in the history are Mumbai that always start slowly and suddenly they just fly towards the back end. But you do see teams that come out the traps and do well at the start. They're fresh, they're vibrant, full of energy, and then suddenly start losing 1 or 2, and it's like, oh shit, how the hell do we win a game? And maybe that's Delhi this year.
Now, Gilly, you were saying on Crick Buzz you got into, was it Chennai last night that you went pretty deep on how to fix Chennai? Is that right, the Super Kings?
Yeah, Chennai, I was asked a couple of days ago to give my thoughts on yeah, and they are a team of great pedigree. They've won it, I think, equal 5 times. And, this year, so they're eliminated now. So this year in the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League is the first. So it's now the first time 2 years in a row that MS Dhoni hasn't been in the final. So every other year at least he's been in the final. He's won 5 titles. He's lost 6 titles, which I think that's a bit of a concern. That's not the strike rate you want. But he is an icon of the game. He has helped build this entire tournament. He's helped, continue to see Indian cricket reach the lofty heights it has. But I was asked to say, who do you keep on the Chennai Super Kings list for next season, or who do you retain, or who do you let go? And after singing MSD's praises, I discreetly went, yeah, but I'm not keeping him. So I think it got missed, which I'm happy about, because I've got my passport in my pocket at every minute of the day if I need to hightail it to the airport. I'm not going via Chennai or Ranchi, his hometown. So, we can all continue and to talk about how much we love MSD and the impact he's had, but there's a few players. It's an aging group, and Mike Hussey himself, the batting coach, said or was quoted as saying that they didn't get it right at the auction, so yeah, they're going to have a bit of a rebuild and a rethink.
There you go. Do you call it the wooden spoon in the IPL? When they come last, what do they call it? The
brown cap.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
The brown cap. That's not that.
Not sure.
Brown cap.
You're going to wear the brown cap. I like that. So the winners of the brown cap this year looks like it's going to be the Chennai Super Kings. Look, that's plenty of IPL. Are you guys ready to move on to something else? Bit of other world news, cricket that's happening. Just a good one here. Booney, he's retired from being a match referee. Many years of service, 14 years. Finished up overseeing Bangladesh versus Zimbabwe, the test match. So
1-1.
Booney went out the way he wanted to. Always wanted to cover those matches. So funny, the couple of articles I read, in both of them, they brought up him drinking 52 beers on a flight, which I'm not really sure how and why that's important here when he's retiring. It just follows him around, doesn't it? He can't seem to shake it.
It's a great stat to have, though. And I'm guessing in this era where they don't seem to swill as much as the old days, I don't think that's ever going to be beaten.
No chance. No chance.
Like the kid getting 100 as a 14-year-old, I think that's going to be very hard to be beaten on the other scale.
Yeah.
So let's say Boss Baby's record, that's going to stand for generations. I think Booney's 52 cans, I think that survives even longer. I think that survives forever because they just don't swill as much as they used to. Whether that comes back in a cycle and the big swilling days come back, I doubt. It'll probably be like the avocado challenge in 5 years' time. How many avocados can you eat on the plane? So that'll be something that we have to look. That'll be something that we have to look forward to. But I don't think Booney's record's ever going to be beaten
by a professional cricketer.
Well, it's got to be a pro cricketer.
It has to be a pro cricketer.
That's what it's famous for, isn't it? I mean, clearly, Ollie, you'd double that if you had a pop at it, but it's got to be a pro cricketer.
So greatest moment on the field, we're saying, is the kid. Greatest moment on a plane, we're saying David Boon.
Yeah.
Have to.
Absolutely amazing.
What's he going to do now, Booney? Did he say as he left? Where was that last match? Was that in?
He has joined. I did have this. Booney has
on the board,
joined.
Isn't he?
Yep.
Yes. Australian Cricket Board.
Oh, I thought you were saying Zimbabwe Cricket Board or something like
that. Glad you're up to speed with what's happening in Australia, Gil.
Well, I'm in India. I'm in Conch by IPL cricket. He's on the board, is he, Booney?
Yeah.
He is, yeah. He's become a director, I believe. New role as a board director at Cricket Australia.
Okay.
So
So he's the person you'll email about having a weather person with the captains at the toss.
Yeah, I'd love to imagine if, I don't know, an Aussie team go overseas and one of them does get a little bit thirsty on a flight and probably overindulges and ends up doing something wrong, and there's got to be a disciplinary sort of hand down from the board. I'd love to be in that discussion.
And it's Booney saying,
David, any input?
Yeah. When the fun stops, stop. All right, Booney.
Funny whenever you see Booney comment on it, he brings up Terry Alderman and claims that it was Terry's influence.
Okay,
right. That Terry was the reason he drank 52 beers. I don't know whether
because he's so boring to sit next to, or what? Is that the accusation, Terry? Sorry, allegedly. I know Terry. I like Terry, but Jesus, strong accusation.
I mean, how boring? How boring are you if the bloke next to you has to drink 52 beers? Like, that is. Wow.
I must admit, I got a flight back from Portugal last night. It was late. It was delayed. So delays mean for the Brits that you spend a bit more time in the bar. And one fella got kicked off.
Brilliant. That's old.
Did everybody have their phones out? Was everybody recording him getting booted?
Everyone was so tired. They were trying to get a little bit of, but the fella got off. And he actually took it well. He just went, he could hardly speak. Off and trotted. So he'll still be in Portugal this morning.
That's great.
Hey, speaking of the Brits, let's swing to the selections for this upcoming Zimbabwe test. Michael, I know you have your finger on the pulse of English cricket. Zack Crawley, it was mentioned by AI at the top there, lacking a bit of form. Would you still select him?
I think they will. I think they'll carry on with him. He's a part of this Bazball kind of group, very popular member. He's had some incredible innings in the kind of last 2 or 3 years. He's had a lot of failures. He had a huge amount of failure in New Zealand. Matt Henry had him on toast, but I think Ben and Baz will be very loyal to him. They'll fancy that in the next, Zimbabwe, and then 5 against India, 5 against Australia. They'll be backing that Zack Crawley makes impact on 3 or 4 occasions that basically the momentum shift in the game goes towards England. So I would think they'll carry on with Zack. Ben McKinney, a young player from Durham, is the one that they're talking about. Left down, I think he's 6'7". He's a good player. Zack in county cricket doesn't do much. The ball just nibbles around, a bit less of pace, and I think it's probably the worst kind of cricket for Zack Crawley's game. But Test cricket, when it's right, that innings that he played against Australia at Old Trafford was spectacular. You just like to see that on a more consistent basis. But I would think they'll stay loyal to him. I think Jordan Cox will be in the squad. I believe Sam Cook from Essex, the seam bowler, will be in the squad. A bowler that I'm going to mention that I hope gets in the squad because I think he can make a big impact this year, and he played 1 test against the Aussies in the last Ashes series, is Josh Tongue. And he's ripping it up in the county game. He's bowling quick. He's got that awkward action. And I hope England put him in the squad. I'm not too sure how many they pick. I think they're picking 14, so I'm not sure he will get in this squad, but I'd love to see him back in the England side in the next few test matches. I think he's got a little bit of a point to when you think Jofra Archer's not there, Mark Wood's injured, Ollie Stone's injured. God, who else
Chris Wokes is injured.
I think Chris Wokes is injured.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's coming back. I'm sure he will at some stage, but I'm not sure he'll be in this first test of the summer. Ben Stokes is obviously looks fit and firing on Instagram, but's not played any cricket yet. I hope they go with Josh Tongue. I think he's that bowler that's just offers that little bit of difference.
Could you run through your 1 to 11 now, do you think, if you, off the top of your head, based on what you've just said?
No.
Terrific.
No.
Okay, so your honesty is infectious. Will they beat Zimbabwe, Vaughanie?
Yes. It's a 4-day test, so they're at least looking to the future of what it's going to be. So yeah, that'll be a great week in Nottingham. It's a great place to start the summer. Usually we start the English test summer at Lords, but Nottingham this time for a 4-day out. And it's great because there's a David Lloyd Centre about 3/4 of a mile from the ground, so we'll play paddle tennis every morning before the test starts. So and you'll have a few pints the night before, bit of paddle the morning after, sweat it out, commentate throughout the day and do it again over the course of 3 or 4 days, however long it lasts. So it's a tremendous week in Nottingham.
Who out of the commentary team? Who else can play a bit of paddle? Anybody?
Well, Broad will sort that. He's like the legend in Nottingham. Seems to know everyone, and he'll sort that court out for most mornings. You've just reminded me, or I've reminded myself that I'll send him a message to make sure that he's booked it.
Very good. And Gilly, your thoughts on the English cricket team leading into this Test match against Zimbabwe?
None.
Terrific. Okay. I'm conscious of the time here, Vaughnie. You have a meeting in how long?
I've got to go. We got a quiz.
What do you got, Ollie? Quiz or predictions?
Well, I've got predictions again because they're going very well, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Are these blokes picking any winners?
Once again, Gilly won last week 5-3, same scoreline. Back-to-back 5-3 wins for Gilly. Ooh. Yeah.
That's a good effort. But he's there, isn't he? He's on the ground.
Yeah,
he's on the ground. So
I made the predictions before I left.
We'll just roll off as we did last time. It's 10. Obviously, this will come out after the first one, but it still counts to see how you guys go. So then I did see Sunrisers Hyderabad. They are going for the Kevin Peterson approach. They've all been taken to the Maldives for a bit of a holiday break. So for just a bit of sunshine, apparently, after their last win. That's how they've celebrated.
Who's gone there? The Sunrisers?
Yeah. With family.
They beat Chennai, I think it was.
Yeah, and they've been 5 days.
Week. They played a night. They do, so Friday night. Yeah. So they... Right.
See
What's the flight time from Hyderabad to the Maldives?
That'd only be an hour or 2 hours, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We did that. That 2004 tour of India. We had the option of having a 4-test tour. We had the option of having a tour match in between second and third test, or just have a week off. And John Buchanan actually, as coach, said, "Look, we're going to take a week off. And in fact, guys, I'm happy if you want to fly somewhere away from the team base, down, just to get a bit of R&R in." Warnie was inquiring about flights to New York from Mumbai, seeing how quickly we get over there. And then we had to limit it back. It could be a maximum of a 4-hour flight. So a few boys went down to. So
actually, Gilly, you were doing what England do now before it was talked about. So England get a lot of criticism for doing those kind of things these days. So you were doing it before.
Totally.
The England side, yeah.
It's like what's that other thing your Australian cricket team was doing before the current English side?
Winning at a fast rate.
Winning.
Not winning.
No, we were scoring at a fast rate and winning. They're doing one of those.
Ollie, over to you.
Let's go. So, Gilly, you're on 3 in a row, actually. It was 2-2, and you pulled away with Kolkata, Punjab, and Mumbai in the last 3 days. So, let's get it going. Gujarat Sunrisers.
Gujarat.
Yeah, Gujarat.
Okay. RCB CSK.
RCB.
Yep, RCB.
Okay. KKR Rajasthan.
KKR.
I'm going to go Rajasthan, the kid.
Oh, Suryavanshi comes back here again.
Okay, there we go. Punjab Lucknow.
Well, that's a good game.
It's a toughie, that one.
Punjab.
I need them to win because they're my predictions. So I need them to win.
Okay, Sunrisers again. Delhi.
Sounds like that one will be out at Hyderabad, will it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Sunrisers.
Yeah, I'll go Sunrisers as well for that. Okay. Delhi are on the slide.
Mumbai.
Yeah, I'd have to stay with Mumbai.
KKR CSK.
CSK are gone. KKR.
I'll throw an upset in there, just the old banana peel in there for someone.
Punjab Delhi.
Punjab.
Delhi are going to get back on track.
No, okay, but changes here. Good. And then
Did you just say they're on the slide?
for that game. Luck now, RCB.
Luck now.
RCB.
And then Sunrisers, KKR, final one.
Sunrisers.
Sunrisers.
Okay, there we go. Okay, bit of change there, and a bit of pressure, by the way, in the predictions, because when we started, we won't go through all the predictions. We currently have Gilly Punjab third, me RCB in second, and Vaughan Mumbai first. Before the tournament started, we were in 1, 2, 3, and Prof Sunrisers ninth, but not eliminated yet.
No, and as Vaughan said, some teams peak late.
Yeah, they could be that team this year, Prof, but I doubt it.
Okay.
Guys, I've got to go.
Yep. Hey, Vaughan, just before you shoot, mate, you made a quick comment. I actually was listening. I didn't fall asleep about the chat about the England team. You mentioned Ben Stokes is all on Instagram looking really fit and firing. I've just brought up his Instagram. His last 8 posts are all golf. So that's the barometer.
Well, yeah, I think his handicap's coming down. So that's a good sign.
Oh, no, there's one there where he's doing a sit-up. Tick, he's in.
He looks fit, I tell you. I'll be honest with you, I'd like to have seen him play a bit of cricket as a batter. I would like to have seen him play a round or two of county cricket just playing as a batter. If his bowling's a bit of an issue and they're worried about his body, completely get that, look after him. But I'd love to have seen him have a bit of time out in the middle as a batter.
Yep.
That's a bit old school though, isn't it? Get your English captain to actually have a bat.
It's a bit yawn.
Right, lads, I've got to go.
All right, Vaughan, on you go.
Get your files.
Just leave your...
Yeah, we have to get your files.
I'll leave it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it running, and I'll do a little toast to... I've got a nice little reposado here, guys.
To the kid.
Exactly. Bobo Suravanshii, mate, the finest achievement in the history of the game. Cheers.
Cheers.
Seems inappropriate toasting a 14-year-old with a little bit of a shot, but...
Well, remarkably, you've watched the show. Thank you. That's all I can say. And if you really like it, press something, I don't know, something on the screen, press it, or subscribe. That'd be really handy. It'd be really nice. Thank you.